Hey everybody, it's Anne-Marie Grace, and I am so excited to welcome you to what is now called the Wildly Beautiful Life podcast. Now, previously I called this podcast Breaking Free, Coming Back to Me, and I had about 29, 30 episodes, and I really feel like I've completed on that, and that what I really want to step into moving forward is this idea that we are all capable of creating our most wildly beautiful life. Now, I have moved into a new house that has a little bit of the extra noise challenge, which was part of my reason for parking the podcast when I did. I now have beautiful views of the ocean, which was one of my heart's desires, but I also have a fairly noisy road. So over the next month or two, I'm going to be sorting out the sound. My apologies if there's a little bit extra noise in this podcast, but we will get that sorted before I start the next season. Now, jumping into this episode, today, I'm going to share a little bit with you about what the new podcast is about, as well as a heart transmission that I received in October of 2025. That is a big part of the direction that we are stepping into. It is all about leading from your heart, making choices, hearing your intuition. I will use the word heart and intuition and soul a little bit interchangeably, but the essence of it is this. Each of us is here for a particular reason, for a particular experience. We all have our own unique gifts, our own unique strengths, our own unique challenges. But we all also have choice. We can all create a wildly beautiful life for ourselves when we connect to our deeper purpose, our gifts, and we live a life that aligns with our passions and what brings us joy. Because I genuinely believe that each of us is meant to have a wildly beautiful life. I believe that we are meant to be here to be lit up, and that is what this podcast is going to be about moving forward. In the middle of the episode, I do share that I'm going to be running a free masterclass titled The 3 Keys to Manifesting Your Wildly Beautiful Life. Now, that masterclass is happening on December 3rd at 9 a.m. Melbourne time. That is December 2nd at 5 p.m. East Coast, 10 p.m. in London. This is my gift to you as you wrap up 2025. I know that there is a very easy and clear framework and that we all are capable of manifesting our lives. In fact, that we all are manifesting our lives. So the more that we can be intentional about what we are creating for ourselves, the more we can align with what our heart is asking for us, the more we can create a wildly beautiful life. So my invitation is there for you. You can head to the homepage of my website at annemariegrace.com to register for that free masterclass. Now we'll jump into today's episode, which is the trailer for what is to come. I share a heart wisdom transmission that I received in October of 2025 while I was on my sabbatical that really sets the tone for how we can listen to our intuition, get guidance about what our heart is asking for us. And what I know is that if you prioritize connection to your intuition, you will not be led astray. There is so much wisdom within us. And the more that we tune in, the more that we trust, and the more that we surrender, the more beautiful our lives become. Let's jump in. Hey everybody, it's Anne-Marie. I am so excited to welcome you to the Wildly Beautiful Life podcast. Now, last season, I called the podcast Breaking Free, Coming Back to Me. And I feel like I'm complete on that. And what I really want to step into is this idea of us all creating our most wildly beautiful life. So for those of you who've been around for a little while and listened to some of the episodes from Breaking Free, Coming Back to Me, you would know that I went on a sabbatical towards the middle of the year after having moved house and trying to settle into our new location and probably not appreciating how much time it would actually take to settle in. I got a very clear message from Spirit in my meditation that now was not the time to be pushing forward. It was not the time to kick off a season 2 of my podcast. It was not the time to launch programs for Thriving Through Connection, that it was the time to rest, to write, and to paint. Now, I thought the writing meant that I was going to be writing my book, but as it turns out, I have since also gotten a clear message that no, now is not the time to pick up my book, so I am patiently waiting for the inspiration and the illumination that it's time to proceed with that. But in the meantime, I have started a blog over on Substack at Thriving Through Connection with Anne-Marie Grace, which I welcome you to subscribe to and receive. I'm actually going to be weaving in some of the podcast into that. So for people who do want to see the video and the behind the scenes, in 2026 that will be coming. But absolutely, this sabbatical has been about slowing down, about stripping back, and about coming back to myself. And the key truths that have really hit home for me is that I was still living my life very much through conditioning. There was this very deep-seated belief that I needed to be productive, that I need to achieve, that I need to prove my worth, and that I am not worthy if I am not doing all of that. And if I'm frank, it's been a pretty challenging learning going through this sabbatical process, but it's also been beautiful. I have gone traveling on my own. I had not done much travel overseas on my own, and that has been an absolute blessing. I finally feel fully settled in my new home and am excited about the shift that we made. And I have been able to do a deep dive into the different things that light me up. Everything from reading about how to enhance my intuition, reading deeper into my own soul's unique blueprint, and also just doing a lot of reflection and contemplation. What landed for me so exquisitely last week was that I have guided people throughout my life as a marketing consultant, as a strategy consultant, as an entrepreneur, and all of these decisions that I have made, even though I thought I was making them from my values and about being authentic to myself, and still believe that those things are incredibly important, I had not actually been living from my heart. And when I say living from my heart, I mean genuinely going in through connection and meditation and listening and hearing and choosing the guidance that the heart provides. Now, I actually wrote a Substack about this that I would like to read to you. So in a moment, I will do that. But before I do, I just want to give you a little bit of a highlight of what the new season is going to entail. What does it mean to have a wildly beautiful life? I'm actually running a masterclass on December, and this masterclass is the 3 keys to manifesting a wildly beautiful life. Now, this is not magic. This is a framework that I have understood for myself that I want to share, because the truth is, every single one of us is already manifesting. We are manifesting the life that we are living. If you are not happy with the life that you are living, you can only look to yourself and make changes, because you are manifesting that. And you are manifesting that by living through unconscious conditioning, through the habits, the patterns, the pressure that we put on ourselves, the lack of reflection, the living our problems over and over in our head. And so when we can come to our life with awareness and intention, and to be really clear about where we want to go, and to use our ability to connect into our inner wisdom and trust the guidance that we receive. And then when we can take small, inspired, and courageous actions towards the direction that we want to go, that is how we manifest our wildly beautiful life. Now, please know, my life is not perfect. My life is not without challenges. Curveballs are still going to come. Life is still life. The difference is in how we meet our life. So again, when we come with awareness, when we can actually stop and pause and question, what isn't working for me? What is not in alignment? Whether you have challenges with your health, whether you are challenged in your relationships in life, whether you are not lit up by your work, whether you're overworked, overstressed, overstretched, all of those things are signs of misalignment. If you have more frustration, more bitterness, more anger in your life than you have joy and peace and satisfaction and the feeling of success, then your life is out of alignment. And so we can either choose to change, or we can just accept what is. You know, it's interesting. While I was in Vietnam during my sabbatical, I met this beautiful woman, and I got to know her. We spent 10 days together or so. And towards the end of the trip, she commented that she has a lot of anxiety. And my reflection back to her was that I had noticed that she tended to lean towards anxiety. And I asked her, what are you doing about changing that? And it was kind of like, She kind of scratched her head like, oh, well, I've just kind of accepted that that's how I am. And here's the deal. We can accept how we are, or we can expand into the possibility of a different outcome. There are a lot of things that we just accept as is. Anxiety or depression, I will very steadfastly argue, are not things that we should just accept. In fact, my own experiences recently have encouraged me to stop accepting a lot of things as truth. We can change the dynamics of our relationship. We can change the dynamics of our health. We can change the dynamics of every aspect of our life, I do believe, when we are intentional, when we come into coherence. And what I mean by that is when our heart and mind are connected and we're creating ease in our life. So this new season of the podcast is going to be my reminder to you about what is possible for your life. For me to challenge you to consider how you meet your life and where you might want to meet your life differently. To understand that there are deeper patterns and conditioning that have shaped us from our youngest of days that are not necessarily the truth. And they don't have to remain the truth for your life. So just like my beautiful friend who has anxiety, she can choose, right? There are a lot of things that she can do to address the anxiety. Everything from how she manages her breath. She could consider tapping. She could work with a therapist. She could stop telling the stories about the future over and over. Mindset, right? Positive psychology. There are so many different tools in the toolbox. And it's just a matter of experimenting and finding what works for you. And that's the thing. We have to experiment. There is no hard and fast rule that's going to work for everybody. The more that we take ownership and feel empowered about our own life instead of giving our power to other people, to other programs, to the gurus out there who know better than us. I like to think of myself as a guide. I'm not a guru. I've walked the path. I have my own thoughts about what works and what doesn't. But here's the thing. I can show you what has worked for me. I can make suggestions for things that you might want to try. But what I cannot do is do the work for you. And I can't determine what's going to happen as a result of trying things because everyone's lens is different. Everyone's biology is different. Everyone's epigenetics are different. Everyone is so uniquely different. And the responsibility is yours that if something is not working in your life, that you get to choose. So the Wildly Beautiful Life podcast is going to be the reminder to you to look at those deeper patterns, to look at the conditioning, to spend the time reconnecting with your inner wisdom, to take the courageous steps to bring your life into alignment with what lights you up. I like to think of this as soul meeting strategy, but the crux of it is the strategy does not come first. The heart, the soul, that's what has to come first. So this is going to be both practical and energetic shift for you and really encouraging you to become who you have come here to be. Now, the podcast is going to officially launch in February of 2026. I will have solo episodes. I will do interviews. I am definitely going to be weaving in a lot more of the blueprint because the more I learn about it, the more powerful I see it is. And for those of you who have not downloaded your blueprint yet, please do. It is free on my website at AnnMarieGrace.com. That's AnnMarieGrace.com/unique. Now, while you're there, make sure that you also register to come join me for the December 3rd masterclass. Again, that masterclass is the 3 keys to manifesting your wildly beautiful life. If you want to begin this journey now, you definitely want to be in the masterclass. Otherwise, this podcast will officially launch in February 2026 because in my wildly beautiful life, I balance my children, my family, travel to see my extended family in the US, and here in Australia, work doesn't tend to start until February once the kids are back in school. So I'm enjoying this extended sabbatical. My 2026 is going to look remarkably different than what my 2024 looked like and what my 2025 looked like. I'm being very intentional about the life that I am crafting for myself. If you want to do the same and you want to end 2025 with intention, with awareness, and with clarity for what you want to create, please do come to my masterclass on December 3rd. Now, your next chapter starts here I want to reaffirm that this is possible for you. You can create your wildly beautiful life. And I want to close with the transmission that came to me mid-October. I was sitting down to what I thought was going to be editing my manuscript. And instead, I received a very clear heart wisdom transmission. And if you are hearing this today, I want you to trust that this message is here for you. I want you to trust that you are ready, and you're ready for more ease. You're ready for more joy, and you're ready for more lightness and expansion in your world. Now, please note that when I get a transmission, they often say we or I. So I will use that interchangeably, as well as I've used the word she, because that's what comes to me, but it is for everybody. Dear one, I'm here to remind you again, this is your life, no one else's, and thus it is up to you to decide what that looks like. Follow your heart, for she will never lead you astray. Most of us have not been taught how to connect with their heart, and that's what I wish to speak to you about today. Close your eyes and place your hand on your heart. Sitting with a straight spine, I want you to become aware that your body is ever so gently breathing itself. Feel into your gorgeous body. This vessel has been given to you to explore the world with. Treat her with the love and the respect that she deserves. Know that every unkind word that you whisper to her, she hears, and in time she will begin to physically respond to your negativity. Choose instead the positive. Remember, she is here for you to feel, experience, move through life, for you to play, to hug, and to kiss, and to feel all the pleasures, joys, and pains of this human experience. Be mindful of what you put into her. Your words, the food you eat, anything that you inhale, and that includes the news and media that you consume. The words of friends, teachers, parents, and loved ones. Choose wisely what you allow into your body, and know that you are beautiful just as you are. The world in which we live will try to tell you otherwise. It will try to impress upon you that you are meant to move and act, dress and speak in a certain way. Know that there is no truth to this. You are already beautiful, and the more you choose to be guided by your heart, the more content you will be in your life. So how do you connect with your heart? Find your quiet moment and tune into your body breathing herself. And now that we have an anchor in your breath, I want you to bring your attention to the rise and fall, the expansion and contraction. I want you to intentionally, slowly, mindfully, and smoothly bring a breath into the body. Hold the breath, and then let the breath out. And then on your next breath, I want you to start counting, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 4, holding for 4. And again, repeat this a few times, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 4, holding for 4. One more time together, breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding. And now I want you to slow down your exhale. So we're going to extend the exhale to a count of 6. So the count now goes, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 6, and then hold for 2. So the pattern is 4, 4, 6, 2. So I want you to repeat this now together with me 3 times. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding, 2, again in, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding, 2, again, in, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, holding, 2. Now you can keep doing that for as long as you want. And as you do, you are telling your nervous system that you are safe. So now that your nervous system knows that you're safe, I invite you to bring your attention to your energy centers in the body. So we're going to start at a space about a foot above your head. And I want you to imagine a beautiful golden cord extending up into the sky as far as you can imagine. I want you to imagine this cord connecting in with the sun. This is your soul star. Bringing your imagination and attention to this area activates it and lets your soul know that we are ready to work with her and intentionally be present and hear her guidance. Now I want you to imagine an opening at the top of the head. This is your crown chakra. This is where the wisdom and inspiration of our Creator reconnects to us. I want you to see a beautiful golden energy expanding down into the middle of your head behind your eyes. This is your ajna, or your third eye center. This is the center of clear seeing. Here we can activate our ability to see more, to see beyond the physical plane of existence. And now I want you to imagine bringing that beautiful golden energy down into the center of your throat. Feeling the throat expand in every direction. Feeling the light pouring down through her, opening up your ability to communicate what is in your heart and manifest the reality that you wish to experience. Now I want you to see the golden energy pouring down into you in 360 degrees all around your center. This is your heart center and the seat to your soul. I want you to see the golden energy now pouring into the top of your abdomen. Feel it penetrating and expanding all around you. This is your solar plexus, and this is the seat of your self-confidence. And now I want you to see that golden energy moving down into the bottom of your abdomen, into your pelvic region. I want you to see this golden energy filling and expanding throughout the entirety of the lower abdomen, connecting with your creativity and with your life force. This is where your motivation to pursue the life you love comes from. Then I want you to see the golden energy move into the very seat of your trunk, the base of your spine and the base of your being. This is your root center. It is your foundation. This is where you are anchored into your body, and this is where you feel safety and security, as well as fear and stress. And finally, I want you to bring that golden energy all the way down to your feet. I want you to envision a golden cord extending from the soles of your feet, dropping all the way into the very center of the core of the earth. This is your earth star. It is what helps anchor the energy that you bring in from your soul star into the grounded action of living out your soul here on earth. This was not taught to you in your upbringing, but your 48-year-old self is finally able to whisper this knowledge back to you. This is the work your soul has come here to do, and a big part of that is to just live your joy. Be you. This life is yours, no one else's. You do not need to make decisions for anyone but yourself. As people reconnect to their soul, they will remember what it is that they have come to do and experience in this life. And the more of us that are able to live from a place of love and truth, the ripple effect will be far-reaching. We can have generations of people who are opening their heart and realizing the ways of this world, those that confine, direct, dictate, and control. that these are all born out of fear and disconnection. The answers are within. Every single one of us has a blueprint to our soul, and if we take the time to begin to decipher, the answers will flow through. We are all a part of the Creator, and we are all able to co-create the reality that we experience. Indeed, we all do co-create the reality that we experience. But unfortunately, so many are asleep, and they do not know. And this is a reminder of the knowing. The choice is yours. At the end of the day, it is only your choice. You can stay asleep, and you'll come back again and do it again to learn the lesson. But each time we come back, we forget. It is our soul's contract that we start from fresh. We bring our karmic imprints, and we work through another lifetime. And so this lifetime, or another, is your choice. So here's the knowledge if you want to pursue it in this lifetime. Know this: you can heal yourself. Whatever the dis-ease or misalignment that is there, it takes connection, trust, and surrender. That's it. Connection, trust, and surrender to the outcome. You can go about this the easy way, connection, trust, and surrender, or you can go about it the hard way, through the ego. You can try the biohacks and the diets and all the self-help gurus, and they do mean well, most of them, but the fact is their keys are not yours. Only you can know your keys, and the answers are baked within. So once you've cleared the chakras, then it is time to open up and listen to your heart. You have not been taught about intuition. You have only been taught to learn through books and teachers and what you can intellectually make sense of. None of that will get you anywhere. It may initially help open the doors to the idea that there is more, but nothing will open you up like going inwards. So go inwards. Once you have connected to breath, to stillness, and you have opened up through your energy centers and connected to your soul and the earth, then it is time to dive into the heart. In the very center of your chest, you have a light. It may be the tiniest of diamonds that is covered in dirt and dust. It can be so covered that you can barely see her light flickering. Or perhaps when you tune in, you'll see a massive bonfire of light. That's what we're looking for. Now, this will ebb and flow with the challenges of the human experience, but the light is always there. And the more we connect with it and align our life with it, the larger it grows. So feel into what you see is in your heart in this moment. This light is yours. It is your connection to the divine. It is the spark of the creative that created you, and it will be with you always, even when you leave this body. But while it is here in this body, it is yours to tend to. It is yours to nurture, and if it is covered with dirt, clean it off. That dirt has been piled up from years of disconnection. It is not your fault if you were not taught this. But now it's your choice. As soon as you begin tuning in, you can clear away the dirt and your light becomes brighter. In time, it is light enough that others will see it in you. But know that it is always there, and it grows bigger the more you tend to it. So how do you tend to it? You connect into it. And once you've found it, you listen. Quietly, intently. You listen for its gentle wisdom, and you courageously step towards what you hear. You can place your hand on your heart to reconnect in any moment. In stillness, all you need to ask is, what do I need to know in this moment? What do I need to know? And then stop and listen. The answers may come to you visually, audibly, or as a general knowing. You may feel like you're imagining it. You are not. However the wisdom comes to you, it does not matter. It matters that you are connecting in and that you are listening. Make this your daily practice. And if I'm frank, nothing else really matters. Yes, move your body. Yes, stretch. Yes, go for walks. Yes, lift weights. Yes, eat well and sleep well. Oh, that one is crucial. Do sleep well. But mostly, connect in. The answers, they are all within. And when you make choices aligned with your heart, you will never be led astray. The choice is yours. The choices that you make that don't come from your heart, they will be the harder road. There will be harder learnings. There will be bigger challenges. and more pain and suffering. And that is your choice. You always get to choose. It is your self-will, the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. So, my beautiful friends, that concludes the transmission that came to me in mid-October. Meditation is my daily practice. It has been an unwavering support for me for nearly 18 years of my life now. And the wisdom that I gain from that connection time is like none other. It is always in my best interest. And my challenge is to not let my head override what my heart tells me. For me, now that I know the difference, I am actively choosing this, quote, easier way of being. This is the way of connection, truth, trust, and surrender. This is the way of courage to step out against the norm, but to create a life that is more aligned and more wildly beautiful. And I know and trust that that will continue to be the case so long as I keep my heart at the center of my life. So, my beautiful friends, I look forward to sharing with you season 2 of what is now called the Wildly Beautiful Life podcast. Thanks for listening. I will be working on a new intro and a new outro. I have a gorgeous friend with the most beautiful voice who is going to provide the music to supplement the intro and outro, and I cannot wait for all that is in store for us. In the near term, do join me for the masterclass on December 3rd. You deserve to live a wildly beautiful life. You have a calling in your heart. You have the ability to tune in. You have the ability to create whatever you can imagine for yourself. And I invite you to go on that journey with me together. Thanks for being here. If this has touched your heart, perhaps you have a friend or a loved one that would love to hear it as well. Please share. And if you really appreciate my work, I would love a review. It helps to get out my message to more people. I have a vision, I have a mission to have my voice and my art open the hearts of 1 million people. And I can't get there on my own, so any share is so ever appreciated. Thank you, my beautiful one, and I'll see you again in the new year.